Jean Geldart was a long-standing Unison branch secretary locally. Her father, Phil Paratin, played a very crucial role in 1936. Jean is a volunteer with Hope Not Hate. Jean.
Yay! Woo!
I grew up on stories of the Battle of Cable Street, and I guess I learned that lesson as a child. That when people are united, we can stop the fascists, we can stop the racists, and we can build a better society. But the history of fascism is a long one in this country. The Battle of Cable Street, which brought together people from across the community, inspired the anti-fascist struggle, which has continued and has to continue today and until the fascists are completely defeated. We saw fascism continuing to grow in the East End after the Battle of Cable Street. We saw the community organising, which brought together Jews and Gentiles, fascists and anti-fascists, and taught the fascists who the real enemy was. We saw the defeat of Mosley's efforts to reorganise after the Second World War. We saw the defeat of the vicious street fighting of the National Front in the 1970s. We've seen the defeat of the BNP, which tried to turn itself respectable and was winning European seats and council seats all around the country. And many people here would have been part of that fantastic campaign to make sure they didn't gain control of Barking and Dagenham in 2010. Now we face a rather different threat. The fascist parties have been pushed almost into oblivion. A handful of bully boys on the street, nothing more. But what we see is the reversal of a long trend towards anti-racism to the support of multiculturalism. What we've seen is a process over the last couple of years in which racism has once again become respectable. What we've seen this year is a bunch of Tory politicians using racism quite unscrupulously to gain a political objective which had nothing to do with race, which is the question of Brexit. What we've seen is those politicians, people like Johnson and Gove, deliberately whipping up racism and xenophobia in order to win the vote, ably assisted by the Daily Mail, the Daily Express, the Sun, or the gutter press. And the campaign to deal with that is a lot more difficult than fighting racism and fascism in the streets. We have to be mobilised in a very different way because we have to reach out, we have to get to the people who are, I'm not racist, but the people who voted Brexit on xenophobic grounds because they don't realise what the real reasons for poverty and depression are. We have to get to those people and to bring together communities. That's a long, hard slog. It's one that trade unions are taking on. It's one that community organisations are taking on. It's one that Hope Not Hate is taking on across the country. And that's the most important task we have today. We've seen the rise in racist violence that has happened following the Brexit. But only yesterday, in so-called multicultural Haringey, a woman had the hijab torn violently from her head. That is going on in our communities day after day after day. And that is the sort of thing we have to combat by working together in communities and building a solidarity similar to Cable Street, only much more general.
Thank you very much, Jean Geldart.